Welcome to the Death Stranding Platinum. This is a game that I have been wanting to complete for quite some time. I love Kojima as many do, and after the announcement of Death Stranding, a new IP from Kojima, after who knows how many years, I was as excited as anyone to complete his new adventure into foreign lands. And having done so, I can admit this early on that this is another masterpiece from the ludicrous mastermind that is Kojima. And look, I will preface with this. This is not a game for everybody. There are many who don't quite vibe or connect with Kojima's way of storytelling, as it is rather weird and wacky and honestly at times nonsensical too. However, if you have an interest in sci-fi fantasy, as well as storytelling and gameplay that is wholly unique, then I would truly recommend this game to you. Now look, me recommending this game is one thing, but recommending the Platinum, well, that is a decision that you will have to come to on your own over the course of this video. And with that being said, let us have a look at the trophies achieved during my initial playthrough. A year or so ago, I got my hands on Death Stranding, and without a focus on the trophies, I played through the narrative naturally, to soak in and enjoy the game for what it has to offer. And in doing so, I was actually able to complete a rather hefty chunk of the trophies on offer, 40 to be exact. This game has quite a lengthy trophy list, with 63 trophies in total, which for a base game with no DLC is one of the longer lists that I can think of. And although I achieved 40 of the trophies on offer, the remaining few were definitely the ones that will take up the vast majority of my playtime. The following trophies were accomplished, along with 15 other trophies popped for completing the story. 14 equaling 1 per episode, as well as 1 trophy for completing the prologue. I will break the trophy list down into 6 categories to make things easier to digest. Delivery, like, combat, build, facility connection, and miscellaneous. And over the course of my story playthrough, I achieved 7 delivery trophies for accomplishing things such as delivering your first piece of cargo, ranking up your delivery grade, and for completing deliveries within certain parameters such as distance and cargo weight. 5 likes trophies, ranging anywhere from getting your first like, getting your first like from BB, all the way to getting 50,000 total likes. Two combat trophies, Catcher Crusher for defeating a catcher type enemy, and Rest in Pieces for cutting the umbilical cord of a BT enemy. I hope that you are already starting to get the gist of the absurdity of this game. Another 2 trophies popped for building, Apprentice Builder for building your first structure, and All Roads Lead to the UCA for constructing your first length of road, road being fundamental to traversal during the early to mid game. Another 2 trophies, this time in relation to facility connection. There are 39 facilities dotted around the map of Death Stranding, and these will come into play much later on during the bulk of the grinding. For now, we have a new day for the UCA for connecting with your first facility, and Well Connected for ranking up 1 facility to 3 stars out of 5 stars available. And finally, it is my much preferred category, the miscellaneous trophies, for feats such as changing footwear, shouting into the world and having it replied to, and my personal favorite being I can't hold it in, for peeing outside for the first time. And with Sam fully relieved, so are we of the trophies needed before diving headfirst into the depths of time needed to complete the remainder of this Goliath game. Now, remember earlier when I split the trophy list up into 6 various categories? Well, for the remainder of this playthrough, we are going to be mostly completing trophies that align with 5 of those categories. In particular, delivery, miscellaneous, build, facility connection, and finally combat, as well as a few other trophies that will be specified later on. My first decision on this journey was to work my way through the bulk of the miscellaneous trophies, as most of these were nice and quick to knock out and rather interesting in their requirements. A helping hand, which is popped for issuing a supply request. Essentially, one needs to request a particular item to be fabricated and delivered by another real-world player. Death Stranding is a single-player game, however, it offers connectivity to the internet, which changes the game in many interesting and rather unique ways. For example, structures built by others can be seen in the world, as well as deliveries being made to and for other players. Such as with this particular trophy. Request any item and the trophy is yours. Soak and sigh for taking a bath in a hot spring. There are a handful of these dotted around the map. Go up to one and interact with it. Once you have enjoyed the regenerative properties of the hot spring, you'll be rewarded with one of a various selection of buffs, as well as a shiny bronze for your troubles. Sleep tight, little BB. BB can and most likely will cry at some point during your playthrough. BB will cry as a result of high stress, falling, getting caught up in BT or enemy areas, or killing an enemy outright. And shame. These will cause BB to bawl his little eyes out. Interact with the little guy, rock his pod back and forth to soothe him and settle him down. Eventually he will stop crying and will provide you with some sort of visual feedback to show you that he is now content and de-stressed. God Particle Go-Getter. Without giving away too much from the narrative, you will meet a character called Higgs at some point during the course of your playthrough, played by Troy Baker. For this trophy, you have to find his home, which is located just outside of Lake Knot City to the west. This trophy can be achieved at any point after Chapter 10, but to make things easy, I did this in the post-game, and the facility is marked under the name Peter Englert. Any porter in a storm. Sam's job is to deliver parcels around the UCA. However, you are not alone in this career. You will occasionally find NPC porters making their way between facilities. Go up to one of these porters and drop any piece of cargo. They will take it and exchange it with cargo that they are carrying. Childminder. Sam and BB have a connection level which is shown as a rating out of 5 stars. This rating is increased by receiving likes from BB. BB likes are gained from calming BB when he is crying, checking in on him in your private room, successfully evading enemies, and through various other activities, such as riding on a zipline. Once you reach 5 stars with BB, this trophy is yours. Just try to be aware of this rating, and you will achieve this trophy with very little extra effort and playtime needed. One lonely combat-related trophy. This being Pathfinder, which in all honesty could quite easily be categorized as another miscellaneous trophy. Here the player is required to help NPC porters through hostile territory. To do this, I needed to clear out a hostile area. This can be done in one of 2 ways, by killing all enemies in an area, which I strongly advise against, or by incapacitating all enemies in a given area using non-lethal weaponry. Regardless, you will likely be using your arsenal of guns and grenades to accomplish this. Once you have wiped out the last enemy, the hostile area will be clear for all porters to trek through for a time period of 30 minutes, and the trophy will pop, bringing joy and adulation to you and your family. Only 2 facility connection trophies. However, the vast majority of the grind went into these 2 little nightmares. And before anything, some explanation is needed. Death Stranding has a feature called bandwidth. All items built in the world take up a certain amount of total bandwidth. To make traversal between facilities easier, it is recommended that you build a highway of ziplines between all facilities. This allows for quick travel to and from all bases, and also allows Sam to avoid all combat encounters during the late game. Since your bandwidth is limited, the only way to increase it is by connecting new facilities and by leveling them up. Therefore, I found myself in the situation where I would have a select few facilities connected at any given time. I would then attempt to level up these facilities, therefore increasing my bandwidth and allowing me to connect another facility to the network. Continue to level up previous and new facilities, gaining access to increased bandwidth, connecting new facilities to the UCA, and repeating the process again and again until all facilities are connected. Once all are connected, you will be blessed with the trophy in Sam we trust. And now that all the facilities are connected, the cleanup begins, leveling up all remaining facilities to 5 stars, resulting in Best Beloved for reaching max connection with all facilities. Some simple trophies here, as well as another big grind ahead of us, and without extra careful planning for a couple of these, your playtime can be drastically increased. Firstly, let's club out the more simplistic trophies on offer. Public Service Porter for disposing of cargo that has been contaminated by chiralium, and this must be disposed of in the Crater Lake. This is easy enough. Head over to the junk dealer, and located just outside of his facility will be a mound of contaminated cargo. Pick up one item of cargo and make your way over to the Crater Lake, which is located in close proximity to the junk dealer. Equip the contaminated cargo in your hand and throw it into the lake. Easy. The next 2 trophies popped are Deliveries Done and Hooked on Delivering. Both will almost definitely be achieved passively while playing through the game normally. Deliveries Done for completing 36 standard orders, which are essentially just the name given to delivery requests. And some of these are related to the main narrative and must be completed to push the story forward, although most of these are just side content. And Hooked on Delivering, for delivering 700 kilograms of cargo. Now this is accumulative and does not need to be done in one single delivery. And now we are finally onto the delivery grind. The trophy, the Great Deliverer, is accomplished by reaching grade 60 in all delivery evaluation categories. There are 4 categories, and you will be given likes towards one or various of the categories upon the completion of each delivery. These categories are Condition, for the amount of damage a package receives during delivery. Delivery Time, for how quickly you make a delivery. Miscellaneous, for delivering stray packages. And Quantity, based on the weight and amount of cargo being delivered. Generally speaking, there are specific deliveries tied to each category, although this is at times flexible, granting likes to various categories upon completion. And lastly, but certainly not least, Birth of a Legend and Growth of a Legend. For these 2 trophies, the difficulty setting must be set to Hard difficulty, and as mentioned above during the previous trophy, the player is rewarded with likes upon completing deliveries. Actually, the player is rewarded with likes and an alphabet rating, C, B, A, and of course the elusive S rank. To achieve a rank of S, a delivery must be completed on hard mode, and within a set of very strict parameters, such as time, minimal cargo damage, number of cargo items delivered, and so on. And these are referred to as premium deliveries. For Birth of a Legend, 40 premium deliveries must be made. But be careful. These 40 deliveries must be made up of 10 from each of the 4 delivery categories mentioned previously. And for Growth of a Legend, 80 premium deliveries must be made. This time with 20 deliveries each from the 4 delivery categories. Now, this may not sound like much of a grind, but trust me, I got tens and tens of quantity and condition deliveries made without any hassle. However, the miscellaneous and time constraint deliveries were some of the last actions that I completed while playing this game. As these deliveries seem to be much more few and far between, and also the restrictions applied to these seem to be much more strict. And before clearing out our last section, let's quickly run through my most hated part of any game, the bloody collectibles. Read 100 interviews, for the past guides the present. The clever follow-up trophy, the post guides the present, for reading 100 mails. A thirst for knowledge, for restoring 1 memory chip. Memory chips are the general Easter egg hunt collectibles found around the map. And lastly, Fount of Knowledge, for finding all of these memory chips. And with that out the way, we are 3 trophies away from completion. All said and done, I have accumulated a hefty collection of resources, which is imperative for building everything in the game. Earlier, during the aforementioned first playthrough, I completed the trophy Apprentice Builder. Well, now, it's time to build one of every structure in the game, to complete the trophy Master Builder, of which there are 9 structures, including the likes of ladders, bridges, and zip lines. Once all 9 structures are built, the next step is to max upgrade them all. Resources such as metals, special alloys, and chemicals are needed here. Dump a metric shit ton of these into the structures, and after each structure hits level 3, the trophy Trailblazer is yours. And last but certainly not least, Homo Faber, fabricating each of the 72 items in the game at least once. These are your equipable items and vehicles, mostly being made up of weaponry and exoskeletons, plus a few other goodies thrown in for extra missions. And with that, finally, this monstrosity of a game is done. I can finally throw it out the window. Goodbye, Death Stranding. Goodbye, Sam. And goodbye, Hideo. Until our next journey, until our next meeting. I love you, but I don't want to have to deal with another one of these games for quite a while. And if you've enjoyed my journey through Death Stranding, please make sure to check out my other videos. I recently completed Modern Warfare 2, as well as Star Wars Battlefront 2. And please be sure to subscribe, like, comment, and share if you've enjoyed this video. And also check the description for links to my other socials, especially my Twitch, where I stream almost every day. I'm currently working my way through Final Fantasy VII Remake, where I'm trying to platinum that game, and that's another big boy. So if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, if you want to come by and have a chat with me, then be sure to follow me on BernieSSJ TTV on Twitch. Peace.